If you all are like me, when you roll out of bed in the morning, you can't wait to sniff the coffee grounds and drink a cup of coffee. Perhaps you even fly out the door singing the familiar Folgers slogan, "The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup." But maybe Folgers isn't your style. Maybe you're one of millions of coffee drinkers who can't wait to get a cup of espresso. Eatimports.com is a great informational tool for any wishing to begin their own coffee business. On October 21st, I found that eImports has compiled information from the National Coffee Association and the Specialty Coffee Association of America. From the data gathered, they found that over 50% of Americans over the age of 18 drink coffee every day. This results in over 150 million daily drinkers. 30 million Americans drink specialty coffee beverages daily. Creating a shot of espresso is not just merely the brewing of a strong cup of coffee. Rather, it is a detailed process best achieved when one is equipped with the right products and educated in the brewing process. The term espresso is easily defined. It is made from a bean that needs proper treatment and can become the perfect shot when all the requirements are met. The term espresso does not have a complicated meaning. Rather, it is fairly logical. According to dictionary.com, on October 21st, Random House Inc. defines espresso as being a strong coffee prepared by forcing live steam or boiling water through dark, freshly roasted coffee beans. Commonly, the term shot of espresso is used to define this small, concentrated amount of brew. Random House also gives us pronunciation for the term. It is pronounced espresso, but many are guilty of calling it espresso. Lastly, we find that the term also has its roots in Italy, and it literally means pressed coffee. Since we now know that espresso is a small concentrated brew, we next need to discuss the bean that makes espresso great. There are a wide range of coffee beans out there, and those who are well informed know that you don't use just any coffee bean, but rather you need a specific kind. Craig LeBon discusses a passionate group of espresso brewers in his article entitled Third Waivers, Coffee as a Craft, which appeared in the Philadelphia Inquirer on March 17, 2011. LeBon described these as passionate brewers as wanting only a particular kind of bean, which is called a single origin bean. Simply this means that they wanted a particular one that was only grown from individual farmers. It came directly at great expense from them. When this statement by the Third Waivers indicates that they aren't satisfied by mass-produced coffee beans. Rather, they wanted something that was very particular. They knew that quality was not about quantity. Another equally important element is the treatment of the coffee bean. On June 9, 2011, Daniel Harrington gave an abundance of advice in his manual, Barista Training Guide and Tips for the Espresso Barista. He said that the important thing is that you use only freshly roasted gourmet coffee beans that have been freshly roasted and sent to you and then stored in a cool, dark, and dry place. In regard to the grinding of the coffee bean, he said that the grinding of coffee beans must be done immediately before brewing. Some people are more passionate about their coffee beans than others. But now that you know the importance of the quality and treatment of the bean, the last step is to examine the elements of brewing. The perfect shot of espresso is not merely stumbled on, but rather its perfection can be visualized in the color of the espresso and calculated in the brewing time. On October 19th, I located the article Barista Technique, a good extractment, good espresso, on homebarista.com website. This website provides a verbal picture of what espresso looks like and then gives a color graph to determine the perfection of the shot. Interestingly, there are actually 3 layers to a shot of espresso. The bottom layer holds the acid, the middle layer the sweets, and the top layer holds the bitterness. Also on homebarista.com, a man named Jerry Thompson was quoted a man named Al Kritzer in his article, How Al's Rule Saved My Life. Al Kritzer's rule simply states that the perfect espresso is 30 milliliters in 30 seconds. This simply means that it should take 30 seconds to brew 30 milliliters of espresso. Jerry was a man who had a problem. He could never get his espresso shots to come out correctly. But when Jerry discovered that Al's rule, he was able to make adjustments to the grind of his coffee and adjust the brewing time accordingly. He also realized that if he wanted to have more or less espresso, he would be able to, all he had to do was adjust the extraction time and the coarseness of the coffee ground to make that perfection. Today we have learned a little about the term espresso, a little about the coffee bean, and a little about the brewing process. Brewing a shot is best achieved when one knows how to treat the coffee bean and is educated in the proper brewing techniques. You may not be an avid coffee drinker, you may not be an avid espresso drinker, and you may never be so passionate about your coffee bean that you want only single origin coffee beans. But if you are one of the many Americans who require this sustenance for your daily living, then I hope that you have found this information on espresso creation as fascinating as I have.